Anyway, so we met up at First Watch. Have you ever been there?
No, that's the one that's by that's on 336, right?
Yeah, there's a new one right there.
Yeah.
But anyways, we went there. It's a great place to go. Had a great meeting, but then we ended up meeting at a Mexican restaurant the next time. Not for a meeting, just for meeting with the team and having fun. And so technically, the last time we went to a meeting was at that First Watch place.
Okay.
So I told her, "Hey Debbie, let's go same place." All right.
Okay.
So she's like, "Okay, cool, same place. I'll head there now." So I take off. She's closer than me, so I get to First Watch, and she's not there. And I think that's a little weird because I'm like, Debbie's usually like fast, like, and she lives closer to this place than I do.
Mhm.
Sit down, and I start to get that like anxiety, like, oh no, we're not at the same place.
How much time has passed at this point?
Like probably almost 5 minutes.
Okay.
And she says, "I'm here." And I basically opened this place because I was like the only table there.
Mhm.
So I know for a fact, like, she wasn't at the same place that I was. There was no like, "Oh, no, I'm over here." So right now she just kind of teases me. I said, "Breakfast Saturday morning," and she's like, "At regular place."
That's funny.
Well, she won't like, we need to specify where we're going.
That's fair. Yeah, no, communications is big. As we both know, there can be misunderstandings.
Oh yeah, big time. So no, shout out to Debbie. We're preparing for her bull nettle wildflower event at the Zip. August she's gonna kill me. Mid-August.
Okay.
I just don't know what weekend. It's like the second weekend of October.
About to say, like, we're in like the
I'm like,
second
oh no, we missed it.
second weekend in October. Okay, I'll look it up. It'll be on the screen.
October. Part of the Wildflower Tour. It's an all women's event that's kind of run by our Mint ladies, and Debbie was honored to go ahead and run her first event. And besides the flexes, Debbie runs those flexes all the time,
Mhm.
but this is going to be her first event that she's actually going to be running on her own. Of course, we'll be there to help her, but like this is her first big event.
That's cool.
And I think like most of these events are getting about 70 women.
That's a lot.
Just women.
That's extremely impressive.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you go to like events and you only see like the women's division be like less than 10.
Mm-hmm.
All divisions, you know what I mean? Losa didn't have that much. Val and her division, there was only 2 people competing in FPO.
Yeah, where are the other? Yeah, I guess that area, that's a very popular spot then. Good for
Yeah,
them.
that and I think like what makes it easy for women to sign up for tournaments, because I mean tournaments are it's tougher. It's not casual play. You know what I mean? Like every shot means something. So I think it's tougher for them to show up to those events, and a lot easier to go to an all women's event run by women. It just makes it a lot more comfortable. And,
Sure.
and the courses are usually set up for the women. That's a big thing. I mean, a lot of these women on tour even appreciate it when they actually have like a different course than the men. Sometimes, just changing the par is not going to do it. Like, it just have a totally different course sometimes. Like, I know at Ledgestone, they have totally different courses. They don't play the Eureka Temp. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I saw that when I was watching some of the footage and stuff, which that's a whole, obviously we got a lot to say about that. But before we stop talking about Debbie though, did I read correctly that she got picked up by,
She did. She got
Mint?
picked up by Mint Disc.
good for her. Congratulations.
I mean, obviously, like, no surprise. I
Mhm.
mean, when I actually had talked to her about it a few months ago, and she had mentioned that she was interested in like representing a company like Mint Disc. She really likes their plastic. She loves the brand and she loves the people. And being in Austin, Debbie in San Antonio, it's a real close connection. And I don't know if you've noticed, but whenever we go to events and Debbie's there,
Mhm.
Debbie is way more popular than I am. Debbie, I mean, I was at Loso, I was setting up the event, and a lot of the players were like, "Oh, yeah, Lucky Aces, da 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 da. Yeah, Debbie's running. Yeah, she's doing great." Like, they had no idea who I was. Had no idea who I
Wow.
was. Debbie was a face of Lucky Ace, so that gives you any idea how much work she puts in over there.
Yeah, every time I see her, she's working hard. I've only met her before Loso, I met her, I think literally once. And then when she ran into me at Loso, she went up, hi, shook my hand and stuff. I'm like, wow, like, good on you. Yeah, she's great with faces and people, and
Yeah, she is.
obviously playing as well. So good for her.
She is, and she's starting to like the notoriety that she's getting. I mean, it's well deserved. I mean, she puts in so much work. She really does.
When are we gonna
She
get her on
makes
the
this.
show?
Yeah, we should. I know man, I think she's coming up for the there's another wildflower event happening at Spring Valley.
Okay.
And I know she's coming up. I'll be at Worlds though. It's during that weekend, but she'll be staying at the house.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to try to get her on. To obviously, we got a lot to say about her, praise her at the very least, and stuff. So, and also
Yeah.
congratulate her.
Yeah, congratulations, Debbie, on being picked up. But to go back into the story, so Debbie had mentioned that she was interested in being a part of Mint Disc, and when I told Zach, we were playing at Roy G, and we were playing with Mason and the girls right before Kodo. They were practicing for Kodo, and I mentioned that to Zach. I was like, "Hey, man, you need to scoop her up." And he was like, "Yeah." Like it was almost like he didn't think like it was an option because I was so like Debbie's mine.
Sure.
Debbie. I mean, she does everything for us.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, "Look, she can handle it. Like she can handle anything." And I was like,
Gotcha.
and she'd be like a great pickup for y'all. So sure enough, a few months go by. I think it was a no-brainer for them. I mean, if you want somebody that really represents the area well, Debbie is your one. So
For sure. Yeah, no,
I'm really
she's
happy
great.
for her. So I could go on and on and on. We're gonna have to have the Debbie Appreciation podcast because she definitely deserves that.
For sure.
But let's go to my I'd say weekend, but it ended up being a couple weeks.
Yeah.
As some of you know, I like to travel. Oh, my throat's kind of dry. Hold on one
Go for a
second.
swig. You have a lot to talk about now, so now is the time to prep yourself.
Just swig it down. I just felt like I was about to start coughing live.
Yeah, I mean, we're not.
Hey, have
streaming it.
you
Just
seen the
kinda-
Turtles yet?
I have. Yeah, it's good.
I've seen it like twice already.
How have you already seen it twice?
I saw it once before it came out because I'm part of the movie squad.
Mm-hmm.
What up?
Humble brag there, little
Mm-hmm.
gang.
$20 a month, you could be a part of it too. And I watch free movies
Free movies is good.
for $20 a month.
Yeah.
Where was I going with that?
You saw, I don't know, you saw Turtles, and then before that, you were talking about your big trip.
Yeah, but I forgot where I was going with the Turtles.
I don't know. It's awesome. I don't know. It's worth seeing. I don't know.
I know I've seen it twice, but anyway. Okay. So as many of y'all know, I like to hit up a lot of tour spots. And one that I've hit up every year since I started traveling and vending is Ledgestone. Middle of nowhere, Peoria, Illinois. I don't know what it is, but it's just a special place to be, especially for disc golf. I mean, Eureka Temp has got to be one of the most, like, how do I put it? Most iconic
Sure.
courses because of the water tower and then the first throw over
It's got
the
like
water.
memorable landmarks, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and it's been so huge since the beginning. It was 2016 when the tour started, and Nate Heinold has just done such a great job making that event so huge. I mean, there was 2,000 AMs on the side of all these pros.
It's a lot.
So that just goes to tell you how many courses there are over there in Peoria, and disc golf is a special thing over there. So I mean that's the iconic course, but the actual the beast, if you must, the badass course out there is Northwood Black.
Okay. Yeah.
Woo, that one's tough, man. It's one of those that'll just like it'll eat your breakfast and then spit you out and throw you all around. It's
Yeah. No, that's one I definitely wouldn't. If I ever played, I'd have to be by myself, basically. I'd be so horrified to play in front of people.
So I played the shorts last year. After Alexis got the record on that course, and when we tried to beat it, we were really dumb. It was me, Jason, and Nick Gardner from Lone Star, and we tried to beat her score. She shot 7 down. I ended up shooting 11 up.
Jeez. Yeah.
I think Nick was like 4 or 5 up, and then Jason was the closest. He shot 1 down.
What was her record on the
7.
course? Okay.
7 down.
Yeah, y'all weren't. Y'all weren't even close.
No, not even close. I mean, she had a hell of a round, and that was last year. But this year, going up there, I've developed relationships. Have you seen Debbie? As you've seen, we've had Jamie Kemp on the show.
Yeah.
Second in charge at Ledgestone. So going up there, not that I abuse it at all, but I have a little pull. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. It doesn't hurt to know.
I get
the
to,
guy.
I get to hang out. I get to experience things that maybe not a lot of other people would. I feel like I got the VIP plus.
There you go. There's no shame in cashing it in a little, a little bit.
Just a little bit. It was fun. But vending's always the important part for us going out there because, in order to pay for the trip, or just, try to make any type of money actually, you know what I mean? Like, of course I'm there trying to make money, but hey, I got to pay for the trip first.
Yeah.
And if I can sell enough to pay for the trip, that's great. Sometimes
Yeah.
we stay at these Airbnbs that are not cheap.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it depends on who's the one finding the place, this time around and that time around.
Yeah. I apologize. I don't know. My throat has been really
You're-
bothering
yeah,
me
you're
right
good.
now. That's why I'm swigging down this water.
Keep at it.
Yeah, so the vending was great. We did the Fly Mart. It was Friday night and Saturday night. And what I had to do, man, the rough part was I also caddy.
Naturally.
I'm also a professional caddy.
Well, you're a caddier and then you also have a disc golf business.
Yeah, I'm Mason Ford's second favorite caddy.
There you go.
If you know Mason Ford, second favorite is pretty much I'm first.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned.
So yeah, I the first day was easy because it was Thursday, didn't have to vend, so I went. We did Eureka Temp. We hit our goal and we relaxed the rest of the day. The second day was a little more stressful
Okay.
because Northwood Black is a good solid 4 hours and a good hike. So if you're caddying, it is going to be a rough day for you.
You all stretched up and got your comfy shoes on.
Yeah, I wish. Also dealing with a little bit of weather, but it wasn't too bad. But by hole 14, I was looking at the clock and I was like, oh man, it's already past 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It starts at 5, I think. So I'm already missing out on money there, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm here caddying. I'm here trying to get our guy to shoot well. And when I caddy, I'm just there for moral support.
You say just moral support, like as we've talked about in previous episodes, that's valuable. Like
Hey,
that's very important.
The vibes are everything for me, and I feel like Mason's sometimes it's hard to talk to him about the vibes and to chill. He's very
Sure.
serious. He takes his job seriously. It is a job.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when I'm like, yeah, man, relax, he's like, no. Like, and I'm like, okay, I gotta back off, give him his space. But
It's a hard needle you got to like thread because, yeah, no, I 100% get that. It goes into work mode. It's just,
But I'm there to try to keep the vibes chill and keep him in his state of mind, which is just we're here to win. And for him, his mindset is if it's not a win, then it wasn't worth it. He's really hard on himself, which I respect because he puts in a lot of work and he deserves it. But so I'm there and we're finishing up. And I think I have like an hour and a half left before the Friday night is over. So I run over there, we set up, and the girls meet me there. They're already ready to go. And Jamie comes by and drops off a bunch of Val's new UV Scorches.
nice.
Dude, they're so sick. I'll have you.
You're outside, they're on screen now.
Yeah. I'll have you put it here. The cool thing about them is I don't know if they're glow. I don't think they're glow. The UV.
It's the UV reactive.
Yeah, so
part.
when you put it in the sun, it just turns purple.
Yeah, I don't think they glow, but yeah, it's the whole thing. 'Cause
Okay,
you
that's
have,
what I thought.
You have minis. Yeah, we have minis that do the same thing.
But they
where
don't glow.
It's like, they don't glow. They're white until light hits it, and then they turn like purple or whatever.
So she has those in the UV meteors that are in her signature on her website with Discraft. When we had those set out, and when the sun hit them, half of them were like purple and the
That's
other half
really
was white.
cool,
So it was
though.
cool. Like people were seeing it. And then when you put it in the dark, it goes away quickly.
Mhm.
But when you put it in the light, like, I mean, it only takes seconds.
That's really cool.
It only takes seconds. So we had all that set up thanks to Jamie. So we had a really cool setup. I got a bunch of rangefinders.
Heck yeah.
People have been wanting
Those
those.
Ledgestone ones. Yeah, I got to get my hands on one of those. It's as you mentioned, I think on whatever event that we did where we used the colors and stuff of like the Ledgestone one, because it's just like, that's the iconic one. Like,
Yeah.
that's the rangefinder.
Yeah, it is. It really is, man. And we get a bunch of those from Jamie, so I want to thank him for that too. So anyways, it was just a successful weekend. Ledgestone always is. Val, she had a little bit of a rough time with the weather. I mean, I was out there caddying for one round, and it was pouring rain.
That sucks.
And then the thing is no volunteers that day because it's so bad. So guess who did UDisc?
Dude.
Yeah. And when I do that, the kids get mad at me. They're just like, Jay, you can't pay attention when you're doing UDisc. And they're not wrong.
It's a lot to juggle. It's a lot of
hard
plates.
because I respect their stats and I want to make sure that I get them right.
Mhm.
So you have to do the fairway hits. You have to do circle 2, circle 1 putts. How far was it? You want to make sure that you do it all correctly. So they're getting their stats that they want. Because a lot of those people look at that and they know what to.
It matters.
It's like, okay, I got to work on this. I got to work on that. So if you have somebody that doesn't know what they're doing and like they're making like circle 1 and they're putting in a circle 2, it'll throw you off.
For sure.
It really does. But yeah, it was pouring rain. I was miserable, but I wasn't gonna leave her. You know what I mean? Like,
Naturally.
yeah, but it was miserable. I mean, it was just pouring rain the entire round.
Yeah, that's why I got to get some good rain gear. We need some Lucky Ace rain gear, dude.
Yeah, we do. No, we definitely do because especially after that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so she actually didn't make the cut. This is Ledgestone.
Yeah.
And Alexis did well, Mason did well, and the trip's ending, and I'm gonna be flying home Monday, right?
Sure.
They do what they always do, and they're like, they try to convince me to stay.
That's what happened when in Georgia. I remember they were really, and you were doing like the mental math of like, could I do? You were entertaining the idea quite a bit then.
Yeah, and they always do this to me, and I never cave because I always have to get home for something. Well,
Sure.
I really didn't have anything to get home to, so I actually did cave in, and I was like, okay, I'm going to see what this RV life's about, because they were like, yeah, you can stay, and they're giving me their room, like, you know what I mean? Like, I felt bad,
Mm-hmm.
but if they really wanted me to go, so be it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a good way to it's a good way to grease the wheels a little bit.
yeah, and they said that Idlewild has a really good fly mart, and I could make money to help pay for the trip. We already have the tent that was shipped to Alvin, my boy Alvin. Thanks, Alvin. Their cousin in Rockford. So that's how we were able to get the tent for Ledgestone. Like I had it shipped there.
Wow.
Shout out to Image 360 San Antonio. More specifically, Scott and his son Jacob Milgram, Scott Milgram and Jacob Milgram. They do all my signs. They do all the pop-up tents. We got like 3 or 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
We just got done a sweet tablecloth. So I'll I took pictures, so I'll post it.
Cool.
We'll post it up here so that they can see that it's one of those ones that like hug the table.
So I'm gonna be real. I know the finer things of a number of things because that's the kind of guy I am. Tablecloth's not one of them. What is the difference between
so you've seen the
scrubby tablecloth?
You've seen the other ones that just kind of hang.
Yeah, I assume just in my mind what a tablecloth is.
Yeah, so those are cool, and the only problem is like we're always outdoors, and places we go are usually pretty windy.
Sure.
So every time we come out and it's windy, it's just flopping, and you can see underneath the table. It
destroys the illusion.
It's kind of tacky. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So these new ones are kind of stretchy, and they actually like hug the table, and you connect them to the bottom feet of the table. And they kind of just like hug the table. So whenever the wind, that you don't see anything on the bottom. They're not flapping everywhere.
I'm sold on it. That's
Yeah,
cool.
you'll see. I know it's kind of hard to explain, but when you see the picture, like right here,
Hmm.
yeah, you'll be able to check it out. So anyway, they finally convinced me to go. I have pictures. I have a little video. I put a little reel for the start of the trip.
Hmm.
As soon as we got on, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Okay, because I never do this. So for me, like riding around in a big ass RV, like
Yeah.
it's like a house, and it's driving, and I'm in the front seat with Mason, and he's just sitting there, like a trucker.
Yeah. Big
Like
giant
like the thing
steering
about
wheel.
those big ass like vehicles is like it's not like how you're driving a regular car, you're just like
Yeah.
this. No, it's constantly like moving like that.
Yeah. Those giant boat looking steering wheels. that are
Yeah, like
yeah.
it's just constantly like because it's not as tight as a car where you get immediate reaction to
Mhm.
turning. It's got a little bit of a give to it, and then they're supposed to be like that. I know,
Sure.
like bigger vehicles are like that. But yeah, I see Mason. He's just sitting there, and we're trucking on. Um, I enjoy the whole trip. It was like a 5-hour trip. Didn't feel like it because I'm in a house. You know
Sure.
what I mean? We made one stop at this gas station, and I proceeded to get. Should I call him out? Should we do this?
Absolutely call them. I don't know who or what you're talking about, but
I
call
got
'em out.
Arby's for the first time in a long time.
Okay.
No.
I don't know anyone who defends Arby's. It's like my thing is like when it comes to fast food, I don't have a deep fryer at home, so I can't make a fried chicken sandwich and stuff like that at home.
Yeah.
I can make a roast beef sandwich at home.
Yeah.
So I don't get Arby's at all, really.
Yeah. So let's just put it this way. It was not good.
Sure. Yeah.
It tasted fine then, was not good for the next 2 days.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, I did not feel good. And if you ever seen Idlewild, it is a bunch of up and down, up and down, up and down. It was probably my least favorite as far as hiking
Okay.
of the courses that I've been to. And the first, just don't do Arby's. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that. Just the Arby's that are attached to gas stations in the middle of nowhere.
Okay. I don't
That's
think,
fair?
I think it's fair. Also, I wouldn't be too worried about burning the Arby's bridge. I don't see them.
Yeah, I don't see
I don't
that
see
ever
that
coming
being-
back in the future.
And frankly, I mean, there's the integrity test where like if we end up having a deal with Arby's, it'd be like,
You know what?
Eh.
We did a show a long time ago.
yeah, just be forthcoming about it, but like, maybe clean your fryers and stuff a little better. I don't know.
Great service. The guys were great. No, they really were. But man, they screwed me up. Anyway, yeah. So the trip was great. I love getting to Idlewild. I was really excited. I mean, the thing is like they always take Monday off. So Monday was the travel day. Tuesday, right at it. We got to go. Wake up early. Go there for the practice round. And the weather, man, it was pouring and it wasn't. It was humid, but it wasn't really hot, because we're up
I
north.
guess that's a win.
Yeah, so that was great. But yeah, the I'm gonna be honest with you, like, and I love them to death, but man, some of those practice rounds were rough.
Yeah.
This
What
course,
kind of course was I didn't get to watch Idlewild. So
it's very wooded.
okay.
It's some holes are very like just get lucky.
Sure.
I wouldn't say that. I mean,
It's just
it's
no,
a good course.
wooded.
I'm not
It's hard.
saying I'm not talking down, but it's rough. Like it's not easy, and some of those practice rounds were rough for the players.
Okay.
Uh, do I want to call
Call him out. Right there. It's all out of love anyway. Who was it particularly rough on? I guess you're trying to dance around.
And Val, man, I'm not saying she played bad, but I mean, when you're throwing multiple shots a hole, there was a lot of like beautiful shots,
Mhm.
and then you just see it turning and hit a tree, and it's out of bounds, and I'm like, oh my
It's
god, like
Plinko golf.
yeah. And Mason tells me, he goes, you know what though about Val? Every time she has horrible practice rounds, she kills the tournament. So I'm like, okay, all right, we'll see. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was rough for all of them. Like, and then they started dialing it in after the first day. So I mean, I got to really experience like work for them. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we get their first day, first practice round, they're throwing a bunch of shots. Second practice round, still throwing a lot of shots. And third, kind of dialing it in. They're not really throwing extra shots. They're trying to actually prepare for the tournament the next day, you know?
Hmm.
Um, that was really cool to see, right? But still, the course was brutal. I think it was so tiring with the weather and everything. Like it was mentally taxing on all of us. Um, they don't eat like I do, so I felt like I lost like 20 pounds just being there.
Yeah, I can't imagine, dude. Like I remember when I was keeping my step count on this was in Austin. And I should preface with, okay, so my family and I went to Disney World last week. And
Yeah.
so we went Magic Kingdom, did all that walking.
You serious?
I had 14,000 steps at Disney World doing all the walking
Yeah,
stuff there. At Austin, I had over 16,000 steps.
Yeah.
And that's not as big, like that's not the same kind of course as Idlewild. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a lot of freaking steps.
Yeah, it's a lot of steps.
It's a lot of
Austin
and
was-
elevation.
yeah, Austin. Yeah, Idlewild. The elevation is just, I mean, trucking up, man, it's tiring. Like
Mhm.
you have to be in shape. You really do. So I enjoyed it because I feel like I got a little healthier just being
There you
with them,
go.
living that healthy lifestyle that they live. But yeah, so round one was fun, but I was actually the whole time vending because I was like, man,
You gotta work.
I
you
gotta
know?
work a little bit. I can't just be out here all fun. It's been 2 weeks pretty much since I've been home.
Mhm.
But I've had a blast. I mean, the RV park had a pond. Me and Mason were fishing. I didn't catch anything. Mason caught everything.
Dude fishes, and that's foreign to me as a hobby. Of just that's the way
AJ,
he chills.
The third day, I was frustrated. Not gonna lie.
Well, you didn't catch a fish by the third day,
I didn't catch anything.
bro. You can accidentally catch a fish.
Well, he does this fly fishing.
Okay,
I'm not.
that's the one where you like whip it back
Yeah,
and forth
whip
the
it
whole
real
time.
good.
Ah, yeah, you go. Yeah, he's the disc
Yeah.
golfer, so he's got that flick right.
Yeah. I'm gonna have him send us a video so we can put it up.
Okay,
Seriously, he'd be so excited too because like he loves to show that
to
off.
show off his incredible flick.
Yeah, he's got great. I mean, and it's so annoying at how he just goes, look. I mean, and he goes for the little fish. I'm
Sure.
trying to go for the big ones.
Naturally.
Well, he does too, but when he goes for those little ones, he gets them so easily because it looks like a little fly. You just throw it, and then he pulls them in. I'm like, what the heck? I'm over here trying so hard, not getting any bites. I didn't get one bite. Dude, it was the most frustrating for me. But yeah, back to having a good time.
Bro, I still can't believe. I thought you meant like the first day you didn't catch anything.
No.
But if you didn't catch it the whole
time.
time, fish are hungry. They'll eat. And I don't think they're like, oh, look at this guy's
Come to think
poor
of it,
casting.
I don't think I caught anything at Ledgestone either. There's
Bro,
a pond
I
there
don't know.
too.
Maybe they just fishing's
Maybe I
not
just
your,
suck at fishing.
maybe fishing's not your thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or maybe I just need to pick up fly fishing.
maybe. Get really good and then like don't say anything to Mason. Next time you guys go out, just freaking bag a big girthy mother.
Oh, can I use this real quick?
Yeah, just send it. Just look at you and be like, oh, this whole thing.
In his
Yeah.
defense, he does offer to teach me, but I was real stubborn. I did not want to give in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, no, I'm gonna catch it my way, and it didn't work.
By day 3, I maybe would have started taking tips.
We
from
would have, but I think we were just busy the rest of the
Fair.
week with the tournament. I mean, it was exhausting. So yeah, let's go back to
Yes.
Idlewild. Man, yeah. So the vending was great. There were so many people there. I was set up at the most perfect spot, right next to the big old jumbotron that was showing
Nice.
the event, and I'm right next to the course. So I'm sitting there vending, and I'm watching the rounds of the kids and having a great time. Well, after round one, I see that Alexis and Val are going to be playing together
Heck
on
yeah.
lead card, and I'm excited. They get back to the tent, and they're like, Val's like, yeah, I don't play good when she's on my card.
Oh,
There's a story, and I'll kind of let you in a little bit on what they joke about
Sure.
because it's they love to see each other succeed in life and whatever it is, especially if it's disc golf. But man, they are trying to beat each other every single time.
that's
You know what I
healthy.
mean? You know what I
It's-
mean?
Yeah, it's a friendly competition, bro. They're supposed to
So I
push
don't.
each other.
I want to say it was Am Worlds,
Okay.
and I could be wrong, but it was a big tournament, and Val was like at the circle, and she asked Alexis if she was outside the circle because she feels more comfortable stepping, right?
Sure.
And Alexis knows that. So she said, no, you're
Got
not.
him.
And she missed the putt.
Hey man, they're competitors at that point.
and the argument was, it's like she was outside and Val always brings it up and Alexis always gives her,
That's
a
really
hard
funny.
time for it.
And it's friendly competition. I mean, at that point, like I said, I mean that's why they're what they are in terms of their elite status, is they just push each other
Yeah.
that much harder.
Shout out to Alexis. She's been killing it lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she was second at Mid America, top 10 at Ledgestone. Idlewild, she was up there in lead card, and then the last round really got to her. And I think she was also in a no, she's not. I was gonna say she was kind of in a rush because as soon as she finished up, she ran back to the tent. She grabbed the smock that they give us for
Yeah.
the caddying, and she's like, "Where's Val?" And I was like, "She's on this hole." And she's like, "Okay, I don't know how to get there." We're trying to figure out what would be her best. Well, I said, just go, like, just walk through it. Who cares? And so she went to go caddy for Val as she was playing her last round. When she was in the, I mean, no spoiler alert, right? She was ahead by like 6 strokes
Yeah.
going in the final round.
Pretty comfortable.
Missy started to make a push for it and just didn't. I mean, the course is brutal. Like, she played so great and then like just started to kind of fall off. Hole 13 got her, got a lot of people. And yeah, Val just it was just her day. But when Alexis got to her caddying, it was on hole 17,
Oh wow.
that hard island hole, and she goes up and she tells Val that she's in the lead by such, I think it was like 8 strokes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Val was like, "Why would you tell me that right
That's
now?
what I was
It makes
about
me
to
so
ask. I feel
nervous."
a lot of those players don't want to know where they are.
No, it was so funny because then, well, it wasn't funny, but she double bogeyed that hole. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
okay, so now I think she was in, it was still by 6 strokes going into 18, and I think she got the birdie too
Good for her.
on 18 to finish. So congratulations to Val. She did such a good job. She won by, I mean, so much. It was almost like, there was no competition on that last round. Val was just playing the course, and that's how she is. You know what I mean? She
Mhm.
plays the course, and she played it well. And going back to the practice rounds, I guess Mason was right. When she does not do well during the practice rounds, like, she slays the tournament, and sure enough, she slayed the tournament. So
Good for her. Yeah. Congrats, Val.
so how perfect was that though, for them to convince me to stay another week, and Val goes ahead and seals the deal. I know she did it for me, obviously.
I'm not unconvinced that you didn't help have a part of that.
Yeah, I mean, she totally, like, I was a good luck charm. You know
That
what I
morale
mean?
boost, man.
Yeah,
just
for
you
sure.
being there.
Yeah, it was all for me.
Absolutely.
Nah, no, I mean, she puts in the hard work. It was good to see her come back, and be on top finally. Like, she was having her breakout year last year. This year was supposed to be like the year of Val,
Mm-hmm.
and the injury got her. And man, I gotta say, that was some tough times. Even being around them, like, it's not like they were, hard to be around, but it was just a hard situation to be around. Seeing Val, she's super supportive of Alexis and Mason. She's out there on the road with them while they're touring, and she's just like, she cannot play disc golf.
Yeah.
And it was rough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, seeing her licking her chops, looking at the courses that we were at, and just having to be watching and not out there throwing. And, for her, it's also her stress reliever.
Yeah.
So imagine that, like, not even be able to do that. Like, it's rough. Which brings me to the next and final topic for tonight. Is you met him, Corey,
Okay.
from the Disc Golf Network, also known as Johnny Disc Golf. Big shout out to him. He did an amazing documentary on Val's injury, and I highly recommend y'all checking it out. It is on the Disc Golf Network. It's a series called Tour Series, I believe, or Tour Live, something like that.
Okay.
And they did such a great job. Corey, we've kind of developed a relationship with him going on tour. He did the doc, so he was around a lot. You were in it.
Oh, was I?
Yeah, you were in it.
Awesome.
There's like I mean, you met him at Champions Cup.
Yes. I met him there. Hit it off. Got to talk video tech talk
Nerded
stuff with
out.
him, and he's a super awesome guy. So that's awesome. I'm glad he got to finish. It's always, as a fellow videographer, finishing a project and just that instant and just finally having it out. Congrats, buddy.
So it dropped Monday.
Awesome.
So it just dropped, and Val won. So how perfect was that to have the comeback story and then to finish it with a win right before this documentary came out?
Exactly. Right. That's awesome. There will be a link. I think I can get a link to that in the show notes. Obviously, you got to be part of the Disc Golf Network, but
but
you'll find the link in the show notes for that.
If you do, yeah, I mean, it's probably, man, I think Corey and oh my God, I can't believe I forgot his name.
It's all good.
Kevin. He did Mason and Val's wedding or engagement photos,
right?
In Vermont.
Wow. Yes, I do. Yeah, I know the gentleman.
So I want to make sure I get it right. I feel so bad right now.
They're both super talented dudes. So that's awesome that they finally have it out there. I mean, I'm definitely going to try to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, he's been working on it all year, obviously, for Val's comeback, because it was only supposed to be 4 weeks.
Yeah, fast forward X amount of months later. And so this was her first major win, right? Since the injury? I don't know. I forgot. I don't know what the type
this
of
is a Elite
this
Series
is.
win.
Okay.
So she's automatically qualified for the Tour Championships.
Good for her.
Which is awesome because, like, her being out so long, like, she was really behind on points.
Well, that's a great way to.
So she didn't even know. We were all shopping afterwards. They like to go find good deals. We're at this place that's kind of like TJ Maxx, but for outdoor gear.
Okay.
I don't know. This was out in Kentucky. Man, it was cool. But anyways, I told her and she was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, you're good." She's like, "Dang, like
that's got to be just so much sweeter. Just the extra stress. Just
yeah. Now she doesn't have to worry about that. I mean, obviously she's gonna try and compete and win. Which right now they're competing at the D-Glow.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just an awesome documentary on her comeback from the injury. So make sure you watch it. Make sure you share it and support our guy Corey, because does such a wonderful job. And I feel like they need to pay that man.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean?
That dude is talented, dude.
I mean, I'm not saying they don't know what they're doing, but like, man, he is so talented. Like he's one of the best videographers that I've seen.
As a fellow videographer, yes, he is incredible, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen some of the other, I'll be critical, some of the other videos and stuff being done at that level, and they're not as good.
No.
Flat out not as good. And so
not even close.
Seeing the stuff he just throws together, like there was that one shot, I still will watch it occasionally just because it's a beautiful shot.
Mason's putt.
Yeah. And the way he was able to follow the disc and keep the focus on it, I'm like, dude, this guy is good.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. And he's out there all the time. You can't miss him. He's always just, I mean,
my dude's carrying
hustling.
a whole tripod. I have a gimbal with a monopod because I don't want to hold my camera too long.
Yeah.
My dude's like cradling a tripod with his camera. Yeah. And I have a mirrorless camera. He does not have a mirrorless camera. His camera is a big boy camera.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he's
hustling.
He's grinding out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to him. I'm glad we get to give him some roses because he really deserves it. But yeah, I did see you in it. There's a bunch of Lucky Ace in it.
That's awesome.
I know in developing the relationship with him, I know he threw a lot of that extra stuff in there to make sure.
Just a little bit of love.
Yeah, we've actually I don't know how much I can go into like their situation, but like they're looking into actually profiting off some camera stuff to make more money for the the Disc Golf Network. So like partnering with companies like us. So it's something that we've kind of talked about, and I'll just kind of barely touch on it because I think like it would be a good topic to talk with Corey and bring him on, because we could totally do that. He's already down. But like having partnerships with companies like us who need film from our players that are out there.
Yeah.
Sponsors, you know what I mean? People like us. to access those files. And because man, dude, I'll show you. I'll send it to you before the pod so you can put them up. He's got some great videos of Val winning. Some great videos of Alexis playing up there, and they're the shots that you're just like, whoa, that's sick. It kind of reminds me of like, when you press like Spotify or yeah, Spotify, and you're watching like the music's playing, but they have this like graphic that kind of
Yeah.
moves and then it repeats a lot. Man, that's what his looks like. Like when he's showing, and a lot of the times he gets the lucky ace on there, and he's always
Yeah.
showing. He's like, "Here, look, dude." Like we were talking after Val won. He's like, "I got all these sick photos for you," and so yeah, we'll get more into detail of what we're gonna go ahead and do. But yeah, I think they should totally buy into this because I think it could help a lot of companies like us. Because look, how hard was it for us to go out to Champions Cup?
Yeah, it was a whole thing, and there was all these rules I had to follow, and I couldn't do, and I couldn't like. It sucked. He brought me out there, and awesomely, Mason made lead card.
I
To which I
know.
then was like, great.
We got the first,
I
yeah,
can't.
we got the first round. And so for those of y'all that don't know, when AJ gets approved for these and is able to go film, we're all good unless it's a featured card.
hmm
And first round, we were good. Mason played well and was on Jomez for the rest of the time. So
Yep. So
we actually couldn't get any footage after that.
Alexis got hurt that last day. Val was obviously hurt, so it's
She
like,
wasn't playing. Yeah. So like
well,
it was rough.
good
So
for Mason. I'm proud of him.
yeah, I know. I mean, it was fun. We had a great time.
Yeah.
Being on lead card last day at an event like that. I mean, that's amazing. But yeah, so shout out to him. We're gonna bring him on the podcast. I gotta reach out to him. Hopefully, we can do it on the next one.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But yeah, big shout out to Val on the win. I'm so happy for you. I know it hadn't set in yet, but it was a big payday. I think it was like seven G's.
Good. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
She absolutely deserves it. I'm really happy.
no,
took it
she
down.
really does. And then Alexis is up there battling like,
Yeah.
she's playing good, man. Like we're in circle 2 and I'm like, money. Like she's gonna make it. It's her game. Her putting is probably the best I've ever seen.
Her putting is. I joked around with her a little bit when I last saw her. I think last time I saw her was Loso, but before that, it was like if she wants to do lessons and stuff. She frankly I think it's just the way her perform and stuff.
Great.
I'd get putting lessons from her, especially after that clinic she put on in Arizona at the All Star.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, yeah.
You kept saying Las Vegas.
Yeah, but believe me, I rehearsed in my head before I just said it. Now I'm like, do not get this wrong again. But no, her putting is top notch.
Yeah.
It's definitely-
I'll let you hit a little bit on Ledgestone. So Paul actually caddied for Alexis all 3 rounds. So when I caddied for Val, when they played together, I was able to kind of chit chat with Paul a little bit.
Cool.
And he's like me when we hang out with these kids. It's always just poking fun. Like it's always trash talk. I mean, I feel like that's just all our love languages. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And we're on a hole, and she cans it, and I was like, dang, she just can't miss. And he was like, I told her that she's probably the best putter with that size of hand, those small hands. And then we started dying because she's got teeny little hands. You can barely even
Mm-hmm.
when you see both of their hands, they're so small.
Yeah.
So when they're up there putting, he's like, she's got to be the best putter with those small hands.
That's a title. I'd own it. That's something.
Dude.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, he teases a lot, but he shows them a lot of love. He big brothers them a lot. And I see him do that with other players on the tour, and I think that's really cool. Him being like, Paul McBeth, the beast, you know what I mean, like the GOAT, but yet he still stays connected with the young crowd. All those players look up to him, and I mean, I think for being probably the name of disc golf, you know what I
Sure,
mean.
yeah.
He represents himself well, and he's definitely involved in the sport. He was there at each stop, even though he's injured. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't have to do that.
Yeah.
When you see NBA players, what do they do when they're injured? They go home, they
Yeah,
chill.
exactly. It's vacation time for them. Heal up and
Yeah, he's
get
there.
off the road.
He's there putting left-handed, like because he can't. He had like a shoulder thing.
hmm
He'll be back for Worlds, but yeah, I mean, it was cool seeing him on both stops, and just interacting with everybody. But yeah, my next trip's gonna be Worlds. So I feel like I just got back, but then I'm gonna be taking
Immediately
off.
pack up again.
Really excited. That's of course Mason can attack well,
That's awesome.
real well. So I'll go ahead and cut it off now, but I'll come back with a bunch of extra stories from the Worlds because that's always a fun event. 5 rounds. It's an all week thing. I'm going out with Keith Meets, my buddy in San Antonio. We're flying out next Monday, so we'll be there for a whole week. I'll be
Long
vending
time.
and caddying in Vermont.
Yeah, you're switching digits up. You're going up. Hopefully the weather will be better up there. So
Oh, I have to. Yeah, no, I have to pack like it's winter.
got to dust off
It's
the
gonna be in the
old
40s and
sweats and stuff
50s.
that you haven't experienced that in months.
Suckers.
Got to be nice. Not 106 today.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let me brag a little bit too about my weekend. So those 2 weeks that I was there, the hottest day was like 84.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We didn't really use the AC. We just rolled down the windows. Do you
That's
know what that's
perfect weather.
like?
That's
No, you
perfect.
don't. You
That's
don't.
perfect weather.
You don't know what that's like.
I can't remember. Yeah, no.
It's been so hot, and as soon as I got off the plane, I felt it. In fact, the pilot was just like, "Could everybody before they leave, could you throw down your windows
Mhm.
and open your ACs because it's hot in Texas, and we want to make sure
Yeah,
this plane stays cool."
that's fair.
Yeah. So I'll update you, and I'll take some videos. I tried to send some videos, but it kept giving me like explanation. I'm guessing you didn't get any of them.
Nope. We'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, welcome to episode 13 of the Lucky Ace podcast. This is how I'm closing. We can't do have a great day no more.
No, I figured it's been like 2 weeks. Figured you'd have something figured out by now.
Yeah. Man, I gotta think of that. Too bad Lance isn't here to.
He's got to figure that out too. But yeah, do good things on all the social media stuff. Lucky Ace, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that stuff. You know, if you want to keep up, find some of these cool videos and stuff from Jay's time on the road. Definitely look that up, enjoy, and yeah, I guess until next time, everybody.
Until next time.
Bye.
Peace.